I just watched Ranking of Kings, and it's probably the best anime of 2022. Here's why. Ranking of Kings was published on May 20th, 2017, as a webcomic on Manga Hack before it was later published in manga format by Enterbrain. Ranking of Kings was written by Sosuke Toda, and was the first manga he ever wrote at the age of 41. Toka originally worked as a picture book artist only to win one award and never got recognition ever since, and had to find work as a salaryman. Unhappy with his job and lack of recognition as a picture artist, Toka decided to become a manga artist, and Ranking of Kings was his debut series. It was a massive success in Japan, and to my surprise, is still ongoing after 13 volumes released in a span of 5 years. Fun fact, one of his favorite fantasy stories that was an inspiration for his work was The Never-Ending Story. With a manga series this successful, odds are it would eventually get an anime adaptation, and the fact that Wit Studio, of all companies, was in charge of this production is what solidified it as an anime that was going to be a masterpiece. But I should probably tell you why through the story itself. Ranking of Kings tells the story of a young boy named Boji, who is the prince of the giant king Boss, who was rated the number 7th king of Ranking of Kings. The Ranking of Kings is a royal ranking system to those who prove to be the strongest or most righteous of rulers, and those at number 1 are allowed to claim the prize from the mysterious divine treasure vault. Though King Boss was a strong and mighty king, Boji is the exact opposite of him when it comes to strength, as Boji is small and weak to where he can barely even lift a sword. He's also incapable of speaking or hearing, only adding to more doubt towards people around him if he is even capable of ruling a kingdom, compared to his brother Daida, who may look older, but in truth,
I'm the older brother! Me!
We're also introduced to many other characters throughout the series, such as the shadow named Kage, who at first was conning little Boji out of his belongings, but grew in unprecedented camaraderie. And we see why he was so cold-hearted within episode 2. There's also King Desher, formerly number 2 of the Ranking of Kings, who may seem like a cutthroat, no-mercy king, but deep down he understands the weight of being a ruler, and takes a path he believes will lead to a better life, not just to his people, but for those he cares about. I would get into more detail about the rest of the cast, but I dare not spoil anything, as this is an anime you have to see for yourself on how it diversifies its characters. The anime released on fall 2021 on both Funimation and Crunchyroll, and people who've watched it have praised it for its amazing animation and well-written cast of characters, with it even getting 6 nominations and winning the category of Best Boy with its protagonist Boji at the 2021 Crunchyroll Awards. But considering most of the nominations of that year, I wouldn't say they are the best when it comes to nominating what is considered best anime material. After watching all 23 episodes, I've come to a conclusion on why Ranking of Kings is, in my opinion, the best anime of 2022. Obviously, with my review method, I believe an anime should be nominated for such an award after it finishes its first seasonal run, and considering the anime released in the fall 2021, with the remaining 11 episodes still unaired, that's why I didn't put it in my best of 2021 video. Next is getting Wit Studio to adapt this series, as it gives off the storybook style art of Toka's work, yet adapting it to where it feels nostalgic for anime watchers, as the animation and character designs gives you the classic style of Osamu Tezuka, with titles like Astro Boy and Kim of the White Lion, to the splendid and stunning backdrops that make you feel like you're watching a classic Ghibli film. But more importantly, what makes Ranking of Kings a masterpiece in my opinion is the empathy of each character. I mentioned this in my thoughts of Mushoku Tensei. The anime tells its story and characters and develops them through consequences, and it's through said consequences that transforms those characters into people we want to see succeed and make it through their journey. Ranking of Kings creates its world and characters through empathy. At first we see these typical story-driven heroes and or villains, but we see how and why each person goes through their journey, and we get a better understanding why they did what they had to do, and we feel empathy for them. Boji has a kind heart and still fights for what's right, and characters empathize with those who feel weak and believe they cannot do no good, giving them the strength to change for the better. And lastly, the empathy we feel as the audience for the hardships we see Boji through and those around him. You better want to understand them and hope for each character to succeed or even find happiness through their stories. Ranking of Kings is an anime that understands what to tell within its story and how to bring a simple storybook idea and better flesh it out into what I call the best anime by Wit Studio of 2021. Then again, at this point, I'm starting to think Wit Studio is never going to make a bad anime.